Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about physiological effects of Vaman Dhoti along with mechanism means how it works. Vaman Dhoti is a purification technique of yoga for thoracic region. By Vaman Dhoti, the contents from the stomach are expelled by a strong muscular contraction of thoracic and abdominal region. It is explained by Maharshi Gherand in Gherand Samhita. It is a voluntary vomiting process which purifies stomach and thoracic region and flush out the impurities of stomach from mouth. By this way, it gives results very soon and amazing experience also. Let's move on the physiological changes occurring during Vaman. Due to intake of lukewarm saline water and gently rubbing the root of the tongue with fingers, vomiting reflex induces. As vomiting triggers through vagus nerve from medulla oblongata, which is connected to stomach. Thereafter, with a deep breath, hyoid bone, this is the hyoid bone and larynx are raised by pulling up the upper esophageal sphincter to open. Closing of the glottis to prevent vomitous flow into the lungs. Thereafter, lifting of the soft palate to close the posterior nares. This is the soft palate and posterior nares region where this used to close by soft palate. By this way, water will not go up in our nostril here. Finally, a strong downward contraction of the diaphragm along with simultaneous contraction of all the abdominal wall muscle which squeezes the stomach between the diaphragm and the abdominal muscle, building the intragastric pressure to a high level, building a intragastric pressure to a high level. Finally, the lower esophageal sphincter relaxes completely, allowing expulsion of the gastric contents upward through the esophagus, and at last vomiting occurs. Question is how Vaman Dhoti works. It eliminates indigestion, gastritis, and hyperacidity. Actually, due to salt, water does not absorb by stomach wall because salt creates osmotic pressure. On the other hand, a squeezing effect of the stomach removes undigested food which used to lie in the bottom of the stomach. In this way, it eradicates indigestion. Increased acid in gastric juices causes inflammation in the lining of stomach, leading to gastritis. Vomiting of gastric contents alone would cause loss of acid and a tendency towards alkalosis, which elevates hyperacidity as well as gastritis. Next point is it controls hunger and reduces weight. As this is a voluntary vomiting, in which vomiting reflex is generated purposively. That is mastery over vomiting reflex, which helps in delaying the gastric emptying time. The control over the outlet of stomach causes to empty the stomach content into the small intestines in a slow and a controlled manner, which reduces hunger followed by reducing weight also. Now the next point is it alleviates loss of appetite. Actually, some patients and some persons sometimes used to get this problem, like they never used to feel properly hungry, or sometimes they have no will to eat anything else. In this case, this practice used to help a lot. Actually, voluntary vomiting induces homeostasis in the body, and it removes excess mucus from the stomach, which is also termed as cough in the Ayurveda, is eliminated from the whole thoracic region. By this way, it alleviates loss of appetite. Voluntary vomiting means Vamandhauti, highly beneficial for asthma patients also. Actually, what happens during vomiting that used to affect our lungs along with stomach? We will discuss over it. During voluntary vomiting, a strong downward contraction of diaphragm occurs. Then vacuum generates between the outside of lungs and enclosure. Enclosure means cage of sternum, ribs and diaphragm. In order to fulfill the vacuum, lungs automatically expand. In this way, air is drawn into the lungs and inhalation takes place. Similarly, when the ribs contract and diaphragm moves upward due to the release of muscular contraction, the lungs are squeezed and pushes air out of lungs. This forceful expulsion of air removes the mucus and cups from trachea and lungs and relaxes the whole respiratory tract. Therefore, it provides high relief to the asthma patients also. Now we'll discuss about our next point. Our next point is it eradicates nasal congestion. But how? Expulsion of water from the stomach simultaneously stimulates the nervous reflex action in the lungs, which expels mucus secretions from bronchial tubes. This helps in removing the blockages in respiratory passages of the lungs, making the breath easier and eradicates nasal congestion. Our next point is it lowers the hypertension. Hypertension is a psychophysiological state of increased stress which leads to abnormal physiological state like high blood pressure and some other complications also. A hormone called serotonin, which helps to regulate the mood, is secretes from enterochromaffin cells of gastrointestinal tract, where it is used to regulate intestinal movements and mainly controls intestinal motility. Due to psychosomatic abnormalities like acidity, indigestion, less bowel movement, release of serotonin from the gut decreases, which causes low serotonin level in the blood. that leading to the high blood pressure. Vaman Dhauti eradicates gastrointestinal abnormalities and normalizes the serotonin level, which lowers the blood pressure and hypertension also. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like or you can give the comment below this channel, and you can share and subscribe our channel also. Thank you so much.